What up, friends? How are you doing? Okay, so I have to do this video again because apparently it was real choppy. The one I said earlier, the thank you one. But I wanted to add a little commentary on the video I just watched, which is called "You People." It's on Netflix. It has Lauren London, the guy from Pineapple Express or Superbad, the chubby guy. I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh, Eddie Murphy's in it. Nia Long is in it. The Elaine from Seinfeld is in it. Dang it, I forgot who the dad plays. Anyways, so it is a really good movie, and if you have not seen it, I had seen the previews like like in the summer, I believe. I had seen the previews already, so it looked good on the trailers. These two people, I'm just gonna say, well, it's about race. It's about a Caucasian man and an African American woman who, you know, fall in love, and they come from two totally different backgrounds. One's Jewish, one's they're was it Muslim? Oh, I can't remember what they were. I think it's Muslim. I'm not too sure. If I'm wrong, my apologies. And two totally different backgrounds, the obvious different colors of the skin, and they fall in love. And after a few months, they decide, things are getting serious, and he wants to propose, and so they meet each other, like the families. The families, of course, don't approve. I mean, that's pretty normal, right? That's pretty normal, like in real life. It's not just in movies. um, but I think whenever we love our family, right? Our brothers or sisters, our nieces, our nephews, like we love them, right? We love them very much, and we don't want our loved ones to find the wrong person, right? So maybe we put their love interest under a microscope. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe we investigate them. Maybe we do a little quick search on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and we check them out, right? We check out whoever they're interested in. And, sometimes maybe they say something you don't like or whatever, and one person tells the next or whatever, and then the whole family doesn't like the love interest, and then it goes from there. That happens every day, like in the real world, that happens all the time, and it's not a bad thing. Okay, for me, I'm not the type to tell my family, like when I'm interested in somebody. Like if I do, I have to really be feeling that person, and if I hear like one negative thing about it, my family won't hear about it anymore, because I don't want my family to decide who I'm gonna be with. So I don't know how it is to meet somebody and family not approve and me just back off. Because that's why I purposely don't bring people around until I'm serious. That's why it's so rare for my family to see me with somebody because I don't bring people around. If I'm entertaining anybody, it's not official. They're never going to meet my family. Okay. That's not going to happen, let alone my children. So it's very rare for me to meet, for my family to meet like all my love interests. Like, no, they don't. Not until I'm serious, and that's how they know. Oh, this is serious. Like if I bring somebody over to a barbecue or whatever, a carne asada, whatever. I just keep it quiet until I know I want our relationship to escalate. Okay. The first person that will meet my love interest is my sister Roxanne. She's the one that will meet them first. My cousin Jenny, one or the other, because Jenny's like my sister. She's my twin. She's my mini me. And it would be one of those two to first meet the person or know about the person that I love or am in love with or falling in love with or whatever. And then I'll just show up one day. Hey, look at here. And whenever they see me with somebody, they're like, oh, okay, this must be serious because this bitch never brings anybody around. But so I don't share, like, if I have my eye on somebody, I don't tell nobody until it gets serious. I know in other people they kind of run everything through their family, or not so much like permission or anything, but just say, hey, look, this is who I'm looking at or whatever. I understand that. I've just never been like that because I've just kind of been I've been a very independent type of individual that doesn't run anything through anybody. I kind of tell people what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Just because I've just been by myself. A lot of the time. So in this movie, I believe his family loved her. But kind of it was kind of awkward because the mom was kind of like weird. On her side, the dad just hated him like from the beginning. And so they loved each other. He went ahead and he proposed, and things got kind of weird between the families. And then they ended up, calling it off. And then the families realized what they did, and then they got them back together. It was a very good, well written. It was kind of like on some parts, was kind of, wasn't expecting them to say the things that they said, but yeah. Anyways, so it was a really good movie. I cried. I was like, when they're like and I'm sorry, I'm ruining this if you haven't seen it. I really suggest you watch it. When they're like, oh, when they reunite, and he's like, do you miss me? No, she says, did you miss me as much as I missed you? I don't know why. Like at that part, I just like started bawling, cry out of all the parts of it or whatever. I started bawling in there. He's like, yes, I missed you so much. I was like, that is just so, so sweet when the family could put their differences aside, because in the end, it was about the couple who loved each other. That was so sweet. And also, a fun fact about me and my marriage, okay? My first marriage, my only marriage so far, was my first wedding. I didn't really plan it. My sister planned it, and it was like a kind of like a surprise wedding. So everything was planned, and we just went and got married. So the way they did it in the movie, that's how my wedding was. It was like, oh, like we knew what day was going to be on. We saw the invitations and stuff like that. So we knew when it was going to be, but we didn't do the planning. Like my sister did everything, which I am, even though I didn't stay married. I really appreciate her for that because that is so stressful. I always help plan weddings, but for me, I wouldn't have been able to plan it because I don't like to stress myself out. I don't like I would overthink every single thing, right? So that would be perfect if she could do that for my next wedding. Whenever I meet somebody. Well, anyways, so also, um, hang on, just one moment. Okay. All right, so I'm back. Sorry, I had to look at a text message really quick. Okay, so yeah, so it was a really good movie. If you watch the trailer, you could tell it's going to be a really funny movie. Lauren London, I'm not too familiar with her work, but I believe she had a child or was married or something, or going to get married to Nipsey Hussle before he passed away. That's who he was in a relationship with. But she was an actress before, but she kind of took a break because she did have their son. So she took a break and stuff, to raise him and things like that. But it was such a good movie. And I was like pretty much like grinning the whole freaking time. I was like laughing. It was such a lighthearted comedy. Like it was so sweet. And like I said, at the end they end up getting married. Like they like right then when they made up, like both families, they like opened up like a ballroom, and then like they got married like right there. I thought that was so pimp. That was so freaking cool. Oh, and then before that, the dad apologized to the guy for saying, sorry for everything I said and how I've been treating you. And then the mom apologized to her. That was really, really sweet. And I wasn't even expecting that. I didn't think they were going to get back together, or it was going to be them reconciling on their self by themselves. Is what I'm trying to say. So that was really sweet. But when in the beginning of this journey of mine, I will say, I was more like a cutthroat type of like, oh, you don't agree with me, then I don't need you, or you're just if you're gonna be sending negative vibes my way, then I don't need anybody, okay? And that's been pretty much my attitude my whole life, okay? Like I said, I've always been on fight mode. I've always been in trauma mode. So that's how I was reacting, to certain things, okay? And and I was like, I was cutting everybody off that I didn't need to in my life or anything like that. It was nothing to me to just cut somebody off. It was nothing. It was like, oh well, moving on. That's how my mentality was before. And honestly, in this movie, I'm gonna call her Lauren because I can't remember what her name is, but Lauren London, the character, she the character that she played was kind of like very self sufficient, very independent, very strong. And her boyfriend or fiance was trying to help her, and she was like, no, like, I don't want you to help me. And I was like, oh my gosh. Is this how I look? Is this how I look? Like, so stubborn and so, like, set in my ways? Because I don't know what it is. I have this thing where I don't want anybody to think I'm a weak individual. Like if somebody's helping me, I feel like that's like I'm showing a weakness, Like that's why it's hard for me to ask for help, because when in the past when I've asked for help from people, they get after me or they yell at me, or it comes with a lecture, or it comes with, when people come and they ask me for help, I don't do that. I'm like, sure, what do you need? I'm a very giving person like that. But in the past, whenever I've asked for help from somebody, like it's always like like some sort of like I get like they get mad at me, right? So that's why I am like that, where I don't like getting help from people. But when I saw her say that in the movie, I was like, oh my God, is that how I sound? Is that how I sound? Like, all like, no, I don't want any help. It's very hard for me to accept help from people, besides the two people I ask all the time, if I ever need help, which is very rare because I like to figure things out by myself. I figure I get myself in these situations, I could get myself out. But it is okay to ask sometimes for help. But that's just hard for me because, like I said, I feel like I'm a weak individual if I'm asking for help, And the guy's like, no, it's not even like that. I want to help you. Like, I didn't mean it like that, Like, she kind of like bit his head off because he was trying to help. He was trying to help her get a job or some sort of connection like that. And she was like, no, I can do it myself. I've been working hard all these years all by myself. I was like, okay, B, calm down. It's funny when you can watch a movie and you can kind of relate to it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. I'm just so no, I can do it myself, and I hate that I'm like that, but it's all I've ever known. You know what I mean? And that might come off as kind of like I'm a bitch or something, or I'm like a fucking, like it may come off stuck up. It may come off, hey summertime. It may come off as if I'm stuck up and stuff like that, but it's just I just don't want people to think that I'm a weak person. You know what I mean? So, but now that I see it, I saw it on the movie. I'm like, okay, maybe I should chill out on that. It's okay to ask for help every once in a while, and it doesn't make you a weak individual if you do it. So, anyways, it was a really good movie. I really suggest you, if you have Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, I'll give you my login. It is a really good movie. It is so good. But yeah, I strongly suggest it. And then, like I said, that wedding that they had reminded me of my wedding. My sister planned it, and we just like showed up. So that was funny to see because I was like, oh God, that's how. I wonder if she's gonna do that for my next wedding. Which she doesn't mind. My sister's a really good like party planner. Like she can plan anything. Hey, hey, hey. But anyways, what I was saying in my last video, it sounds really messed up in the video. It's like real choppy and stuff. I think because of the spot that I was at, and then the icy conditions outside. So what I was saying was I was wanted to thank um oh, I know, she was so nice. Like my sister planned everything. I mean, she did. I mean, if I was 20 when I got married, and I didn't know what to do. And she had already been married, so she was like, "Let's." And it was at a ballroom. It was a small wedding. We had a good little turnout. So I always thank her for it, even though the marriage didn't last. I thank her for it. So what I was saying in my other video was thank you to all of you guys that are supporting me. Okay, on my Facebook where I do the short form videos, I I there's like a place where I was like messing around with my settings, and it can tell you like how long people watch your videos for. It doesn't tell me who or anything like that. But my videos are usually like 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds long. And the watch time on these videos is like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 80 minutes, 60 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like whoever is watching my stuff like on repeat, I want to thank you, because that is like so sweet of whoever is doing that for me, because as you know, I do get paid on Facebook for my views and stuff like that. So I noticed that I have like these ridiculous amount of watch time. Because I was wondering, like, why are my because my views are going up, and I hadn't even posted anything like in a few days. And usually that's when I get like a influx of views, is whenever I post something. But I hadn't posted anything for like 3 days, and I looked, and somebody was like watching my videos for like a really long time. Yeah, I think we are all the same, especially us Scottish. Stubborn doesn't even scratch the surface. Oh, thank you, summertime. Yeah, I just like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I just don't like getting help from people. I'm like, I can do it myself. But yeah, I really need to work on that, because it makes me look standoffish. Like if I'm not a very welcoming person, but I'm like the nicest person. I will give you my last dollar, if I had it, and that's just how I am. But the way I am when it comes to me is different. And that's what I've been learning this whole year, like how to be more, accepting of help. And it doesn't make you look bad. And it's crazy. But I really want to thank you all for watching and supporting me. Thank you very much. And whoever is watching my stuff on repeat, I really appreciate it. You have no idea what that means to me. And I just wanted to say thank you. Also, it is icy, cold, slick roads here in San Antonio, Texas. Okay, we're not used to this kind of weather. So if anybody's out there, even wherever you live, might be cold over there too. Please be careful on the roads. Please be mindful of our drivers that we have on the road, because I work with eight drivers that drive 18 wheelers, and it's very tricky for them stopping on slick roads. People drive kind of reckless around them, so please be careful, okay? So I'm gonna let y'all go for now, but thank y'all for watching. Thank you very much, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.